Still plugging away here as I try to get this thing to let me load some dummy data. It's the dummy data I created is basically its purpose in life is to provide me with just some very rudimentary player data, player position stuff, like the very first parts of a play progress log. So what I've been doing here over the last hour-ish and part of this afternoon was kind of creating some dummy data, cleaning up how it's called. AI didn't have a clue, so I had to refactor and refresh and do all that kind of stuff. I had to rebuild my play progress log a little bit. It had some fields that weren't going to get used, and other fields it was missing. And also, there's some things that I probably still need to add. Like I think my team info doesn't have some some values like colors and stuff like that. Like what are their team colors, so that when I load them, um, and some of that I may not need at this point. The team may still need to have that info. Obviously, it needs to be assigned to them. But at this point of the testing, I don't need it because I'm not building the whole sim interface yet. I'm just trying to see if I can start getting a basic. Let's get some plays running, or not even plays running. Let's just get some players on the field and see what they do. So I have one play log entry, which is one play log entry with just 3 players that haven't even been assigned to a particular player on the field yet. So I got to figure out how I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to have to do is figure out a way to map my players. So okay, so when they come in as a play, I may just have player 1 through 11 as the team. So every team has 11 players on the field. And it's just going to go through and reset all the players on the field every time. Just going to come in, it's going to load up all the players. So the players are just going to get assigned one of those player states each time. And then it'll come in as long as those players exist, it'll just use that player. So it'll go down, go down, go down, go down, go down, checking off that all the players exist. And then any player that doesn't exist will get replaced. So I think that's how I want to do it. I want my characters on the field to be generic. And then I'll probably have to do things like replace their model, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not sure how all that's going to work. So maybe I end up loading the players fresh each play. I don't know. There's going to have to be some. Because, like, okay, so if I'm doing all humans, I don't need to reload them, right? Or all the same character, like if the lizards are the lizards and um, the scorned are the scorned and whatever, etc. So as we create all of those players, we're going to have. If that was the case, it'd be easy enough to just say, okay, well, we just leave them all in the field and we just assign the new character. What I need to do is do something almost of the have players run off the field and have players run on the field. So whenever a player is to be removed, I may have to create like an 11th or 12th player that comes on. So we basically have what we call the extra players, so that when players run off, we can replace those extra players and have them run on. So we set any player that doesn't exist to come in and have players that aren't supposed to be in on the play go out. And that's probably going to be determined at lineup. So as lineup goes to happen, it's going to say, okay, so we're going to assign who the players are on the field. And it's going to be interesting. Because lineup is the most plays it should be the same. It's going to be interesting because I got to figure out who all of the players are and make sure that if they don't exist, we have the other guys run off the field and have new guys come in on the field. Now we can once the players run off the field, you're not allowed to have more than certain guys on the field anyway. Guys have to get off the field. As far as if I remember correctly, you cannot have more than 12 men on the field at 11 men on the field at any time. So your guys have to get completely off the field. No, I guess that's not true. I think they have to be completely off the field before your other men get to the huddle. But we're going to have them go completely off. So we'll say anybody who's not in the list leaves, and then all other players get set and come back in. So I'll have to have them run off. And that's another thing. I got to make sure people run off in the right direction, right? Defense runs one way and offense runs the other. So we're going to have our home team and our visiting team. And that's why I can't do offense and defense. Because I was thinking I wanted to do offense and defense because you always need an offense and defense. But you need to identify who's who. And this way you can have a home sideline and visitor sideline where players are going to go, right? They're going to go either to whatever sideline. So as each sideline is identified, we got to run in that direction. So we got to have those players go. So defense or offense, they got to run the same way. But it is going to be quite the interesting thing to try to get all these players to behave. But let's just see if I can get the first part done, and that is let them run into the huddle. All right, so I still have some bugs here, as you can see. I had them down, but it kind of screwed things up at one point because it duplicated a bunch of stuff and it screwed everything up. So now I have to figure out how to initialize teams, convert team to team data. Team data is not a thing. It's just going to have to be a team. And then execute play. What is this? Fetch next play. So execute the play next. API play next session. Is that what I need? That's not the right call. Pretty sure that's not the right call. So let's go back to my AI here. And we go to my not AI, but API. I'm going to go to my gateway, go to simulator, which apparently has some errors. Didn't notice that. We have run game and run next play, which is totally wrong. API, which should be this. And session ID, what? Am I using game session? Is that what's coming back? I don't think game session is what's coming back. I mean, we do have a session, we probably do have a session ID, but I'm pretty, if we're returning that and we just need the game ID. Game ID is the game state. So let's go see run game here. Run game. Okay, so we gotta go simulator, run game. Run game returns a game response, which is the game session, but that's not the request though. Oh, it returns game session, but game session should have in it game session, I think. Game details. Team details. What is a game details? Game details has, pretty sure it has, well, let's go see. Game details. Okay, so we got the team ID, game city, game mascot. Session. Okay, so we don't have any IDs on here. We don't have user game plan. All right, so the game session response doesn't have a game ID. That's not good. Doesn't have anything. What the heck does a game session? Okay, so this is not a very well built game session object. I'm pretty sure it's game session is a lot more than that, and I think I need to provide a little bit more information here. It's a game session, which is down. That's game rules, game stuff. Oh, here we go. Game session. Look at all this. This is all of what game session is, and all this is asking for the game session response is run game response. Run game response has a game session. Game session has I don't know where that game session is. Where the heck did it go? Oh, there it is. Game session. So if we're passing back a game session in, does my game state has a D. There's actually a game ID. Game ID must be the game session, because what the heck else would it be? Game ID and other struct. So, okay, so yeah. So game ID is this. So this, when it returns a game session, does have an ID. And we just need to pass the right value back in, but we don't need to pass in game session. Or if we do, we could just say game session.id. Unless it's being read somewhere as that, but like, where is this being called at? But we don't want this. Well, I guess it is. Session ID is the game ID. So we should be okay with that, as long as that's being set correctly. I don't know what this execute play is supposed to be doing. What is play system? Go to definition. Fetch game session. Next play, fetch next play. Play system? What is that? So I have to set the play system. Okay, that's, I don't know what that's supposed to be, but that's not how we're going to do this. It says it's serialized, but it's private. What the heck is it thinking? What the heck is supposed to be play system? Let's put this back over here. Close this, and let's see, close all these for now. Then we'll do a looking at my code. What is run game? What is play system supposed to be? Because honestly, I don't have any idea what it thinks that's supposed to be. Is there supposed to be an class or something created for play system? I don't remember such a thing being created. Or run game. Oh, run game. Is that this? Service? Oh, I see it. Okay. Can we please update this code to make a direct call to the run game CS in the simulator folder without the serialize requirement of attaching an object. Method in the run game class. This method is used by the run backend service. Execute play sequence. Execute play. Okay, so I'll put this in the run game, and we have awake. We have, what the heck is that? Placehold. Oh. New play. Scrimmage. Turn. I don't know what those are, but we'll push this down here. Here is the updated code for your backend class. All right, so we get rid of this because that's dumb anyway. And backend service. Start game session. Start a new game session. Why are we starting a new game session from here though? Also, please rewrite so as to remove the coroutine functionality as well. This is better. Okay, so we'll do that. Now we're just gonna go clean that up. Get rid of all that junk. So now we got rid of all of the sub coroutine junk and the unnecessary serializations that go all the way back into the other functions. So now we're much cleaner, hopefully better code along the way. I'm sure we still have our bugs. We will let that fire off because this will clean up how many bugs. Got 25. Some, like I said, a lot of these are just references. On play step complete, on play complete. Clean up event listeners. I don't know when or where or how these were supposed to be created, but it just like it started a process and didn't bother to finish it. That's it. It's got no references to these things. It's just like I asked it to help set up a basic process, but it just like stopped in the middle and didn't actually finish a lot of what it was supposed to do. I don't get it. Yuck. All right, clean up event listeners. Clean up event listeners, play system, on play, step complete. Update play progress. On play complete. I'm trying to decide how. I wonder if I should be even doing this in this location. Let's go. Let's save this for a minute. We're going to go to. Trying to see if it needs a back-end reference here. Because I don't know what this is trying to accomplish. I mean, I think it's, I know it's, the play log has a step. Every play log has 22 players of data. It's basically one entry for every player. And they're completing a step in their progress on their route. And I think it needs to kind of read that correctly, and I think that's kind of what's going on here. I think it might not be reading that correctly. And let's clear this. I'm going to try and do this through this guy instead, because I'm going to pop out this window too. So I can have them both on the screen at the same time. So I had a whole rant today about people putting up signs and stuff saying, like this picture if you think we deserve to have free chat GPT. And I went all nuts on them. I mean, obviously I've not spoken to any of those people, but it's like, why do we deserve free chat GPT? Why do we deserve free images? Why? What did we do to deserve that? Did we create the app? Was it our idea? Did we generate it? No, we don't deserve anything free. We didn't earn anything. We're lucky to have the 6.3, whatever they give us. Whatever they give us that's free is more than, yeah, I like it when they give me free. It makes it a lot easier to do stuff, and I can make progress on my app because I'm poor. But it's not a matter of not feeling like I'm not getting what I deserve. It's just a matter of being glad they're giving me anything and going through the hoops it takes to get a few extra shots at it, like having an extra accounts and logging in and logging out and all the hassle that is. I would rather just pay them and use it because I like to see it improve and keep paying them to do that, but I can't, so I just take what they'll give me. But to put up signs and go, should we get it? It's like, they're not going to give it to you free, and neither should you get it. Neither do you deserve it. So yeah, you're just we're just the parasites eating it, and they're only giving us tastes of it so that we could want more. You know, they're hoping to entice us to buy it, and they're enticing a lot of people to buy it. Game controller.cs. has functions that seem to have been defined to handle play log, play progress, log entries returned in the API. Run the API by the simulator service. Run game and run next play responses. The play progress log should have an entry for every step. Oh shoot. I may have broke something. Because I brain farted. I had a brain hiccup. I took the step counter out, and I'm trying to decide if that's going to cause me problems. Do I have to have the step counter? I think I kind of, sort of, might have to. Yes, I think I have to have the step counter. So what the step counter does it allows the play progress log to have every be able to act on every play for every person. And I'm thinking if there may not be enough identifying information without the play progress log to be sorted by. So we're going to get the play progress log, we're going to generate it, but the entire play is generated, so it returns back an entire list of plays. Should have an entry for every step for every player. So step 1 in the play progress log will be the player's position in the lineup. Step 2 will be the next action in the next action in order for all players moving immediately after lineup. Step 3 and so on. Step 3, the next actions, etc. Play progress should have an entry for every step, for every player in that step that acts. So step 1 of play progress log will be the player position in the lineup. Step 2 will be the next action in the action in the next action in the action the next action in order for all players moving immediately after lineup. Step 3, the next action, etc. It will include the player ID his action, player ID. If that player has an action such as snap or exchange, receive, that player will also have a receive such as snap, exchange, receive, catch, interception, etc. That player will also have a ball X position and a ball Y position to track current location of the ball on the field. Probably I should have an entry for every step for every player in the step that axis. Okay. Build. So on play step complete would occur after I'm not even sure what that's supposed to do. I don't know if play progress slider value. Current step, total steps. Yep, I gotta put the steps back. Darn Martin, Garnet, what did I do it? What you doing, Ken? You're deleting stuff that shouldn't be deleted. Put the step back. Should be sequence ID, not step. I don't like that. If step works, but I should probably call it like step sequence or something like that. Game state, play progress log, DB. Why do I have a DB? Play progress log. I don't know why I called it play progress log DB, but whatever. Step number. Step number. I call it just step. It's kind of misleading. But that's also what everything else is using. Step sequence. Ah. I think I just call it sequence. I don't know. I don't, because this is the kind of thing that can freeze my brain sometime. This is like play progress total steps. It is called a step. All right, fine. We'll just call it step. I can't get over it. I'll just have to figure it out. All right, step number. Okay, so we can go with that. All right, we're there. We're going for step number. All right, so we're going to go over to simulator proto here. We gotta go back to my play progress log. And play step. Oh. It should be step number, just because it needs to be consistent. Step number. So I gotta change all these things. There's probably a better way to do this, but I don't know what it is. I think you can actually, I don't think they have to be in order, to be honest. I think you can actually just automatically mark it. In other words, if the last number is 18, you stick something in the middle, just make it 19. I think you can do that. These don't have to be in order, I don't think. I think I saw it do that once, but I'm kind of OCD sometimes about things being neat and clean and in order, so I tend to do this. It's probably not that important. I don't think it is, but all right, one. Oh, this is 32 connected. All right, so we go back to common here, go here, up there. Oh, what did I do? Game state step number 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. What are we looking at here? API game session is not defined. Huh? Oh, did it again. Did not hit save. You can't do this stuff and not hit save. Okay. All right. Let's go back here. Here, hit save. And then I have to go back to the run game simulator. And then these are all going to be step number 1 though. They're all in the same family. Oh, wait. Oh, never mind. That's play. That's a different thing. Ignore me. Sorry. Alright. And that's that one. Probably need the same thing up here. So in theory, it doesn't really need to go, it doesn't need to read the route action, at least not for this action. All right, so let's go to my simulator. S, Control S. Right. Did I have simulator running? Oops. Ew, what happened there? Whoa, why do I have a play progress log.go? I'm not even sure what this thing is doing. What? I don't think that exists. Wait, this doesn't have, it does have an ID. Oh. Because it's not capital? So why are we at entry? Adds a new entry to the play progress log. Each entry represents one step, piece of a play as it unfolds. Each entry represents one step for every player. Now each entry represents one step for one player in the play. Every player who acts, who has an action in that step will have an entry. The step field should be set by caller if tracking the sequence within a play. Yeah, so add entry shouldn't have this value. Team player, action type, we should probably be counting the steps out of here. Do I want every entry though to have its own ID? Why are we using they're using a protolog for this, which might mean it seems weird to use the protolog for in-service features. So I'm going through the protolog to come back and use it, even though I can just grab it from the type. Seems kind of silly. But kind of get it, because that's kind of the way it goes. Why is it that it seems standard to use proto-defined structs even within the service that they were created in? Why not just use the struct in the types.go directly rather than going through proto definition when the file or when the object is being handled within the same space. Looking at also code base, you're not noticing that proto-defined structures are used even within the service created. That's why a single source of truth. Using the proto definition as your canonical data model means you have one authoritative definition of all data structures. This prevents divergence between internal models and API contracts. Protocol buffers handle serialization, deserialization automatically, ensuring data is consistently encoded when stored as transmitted, regardless of whether it's used. Same definition across any languages. Okie dokie. All right, well, that's the end of my day. Hit the 10 o'clock mark. I'll fix this up tomorrow. Till then, God bless.